Hi, so I've been looking at the Lucy Letby timeline, how events happened, what they look like, and I have noticed some anomalies. I've come to my conclusions, so I thought I'd share that with you. So I have spoken about the timeline of the deaths and the collapses being really weird for a serial murderer. Before that is, you have this clump of three, then they start getting more and more spaced out, so they become less frequent instead of more frequent, and then you got this clump of three right at the end. So some other things that I'd noticed is that Lucy Letby herself, although she's present, she's not actually rushing in to save the day, which is a pattern in some cases of serial killers. So, you know, a collapse will happen, pandemonium breaks out as everyone's rushing to save the baby. But I mean, I'm not saying Lucy Letby is standing back, but she seems to just be having a very normal role when these things happen, so neither especially saving the day nor standing back and looking on. So that was one thing I noticed. The other thing I noticed was really the sporadic nature of stuff happening. So you get things, although they're happening with a lesser frequency, the attention that they draw is quite significant. So the first three deaths, they're just picked up by Dr. Breary, who says, we've had a few more than usual, we should investigate. But at the time, they're not considered, as far as we know, they're not considered by him to be suspicious. But then afterwards, you get these very marked occasions happening, and that's not something, come to think of it, that I don't think has been the case with other medical serial killers. So I mean, there was a baby who was celebrating their 100 days birthday. There was a baby who was due to go home. There was a baby that was behind a screen while the alarms were going off. I think that was the 100-day baby. There was also another case where alarms were going off. So it's like you're getting fewer instances, but then the ones that you're getting are a lot more spectacular, and then you get the three at the end, and they're not they're not spectacular in the way that some of the others have been. So that struck me as really quite odd. And there was also the fact that Lucy seems to end up in the middle of these things. Now, I know some people will think, no, she's putting herself in the middle of those on purpose. Now, the reason why I think this is because the way all this is happening, the whole timeline, the way the events are happening, where she is, what she's doing, the way this builds up around her, all this is actually more indicative of bullying, you know, a bullying timeline and bullying incidents, because she just seems to be in the middle of all this mayhem. As Dr. Jairam has put it, she seems to be very unlucky. So this stuff, you know, it seems more that it seems to follow her around, rather than her putting herself there. So with bullying, the person who's being bullied doesn't actually always know that they're a target, until, you know, quite some time in. So the first time that someone does, you know, they're aware of someone doing something or saying something unpleasant to them, by the time that's happened, things may have built up already in the background with a whispering campaign, you know, with a smear campaign. And we do know that Lucy Letby believed she had a good relationship with Dr. Breary and especially Dr. Jairam until, you know, about June 2016. So she believed that those two doctors had her back for this whole time, and one was investigating her as, you know, the likely cause of all this, and the other was jolly well stirring up the suspicions in the background, because it was Jairam who was having the corridor conversations that led to the trainee doctors and other staff referring to her as Nurse Death. And that was beginning, I believe, as early as February 2016. So let me refer to my notes here. So what was noticeable? We had the first cluster. We had one baby had been requested for transfer, and shortly after they came back, apparently Lucy Letby allegedly had another go. Baby G, this was the one who was behind a screen with the alarms going off, and he was, or she, sorry, this was the baby who was celebrating their 100 days. And on this occasion, Dr. Gibbs apologised, that the alarm, he apologised to Lucy that the alarm had been switched off. So who decided to switch the alarm off? I mean, was it someone who said perfectly innocently, quote unquote, oh yeah, can you make sure that alarm is readjusted or switched off, or whatever, something readjusted so that the alarm doesn't go off, and then so the person in good faith, you know, readjust the machine because they've been asked to do it, and then Lucy's there and the alarm doesn't go off, and so this is how, you know, stuff happens, how people get unlucky. I mean, she was moved to day shifts, and only 2 days after what happens, a baby collapses. You know, it'd be weird to, like, I think, I don't know, you know, no personal experience of that, but, you know, if I was inclined to do anything like that, I would wait until the coast was clear. I wouldn't just start, you know, doing stuff the minute I'd be moved to day shifts. That just seems strange. And I think some of these things could have actually been dressed up to look like, you know, Lucy was doing this. And if this bad luck was following her around, then I'm sorry, but someone put the bad luck there on purpose. I have seen how bullying works in the workplace, and some of the things people will do for, I mean, the most stupidest of reasons you would not believe. So that's kind of why it looks like that sort of pattern to me. So, I mean, why Lucy? Maybe someone didn't like her. It may not have even been anything personal. I mean, it could have been someone being out for themselves and, you know, wanting, you know, maybe perhaps wanting to, you know, get an award for, you know, saving the hospital from a bad nurse. I don't know, and making all this stuff up. Who knows? But look, people they really have done stuff like this. I mean, watch any crime show, and the reasons that people do the craziest stuff can be like completely bizarre and inane, and you or I wouldn't think to do it, but it just beggars belief what some people will do. And, you know, it could even be that there was a bad actor. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there for now. So I hope you enjoyed, and please like, subscribe. Hope to see you in the next video.